Two steel arch kits can look almost identical, but one could cost thousands more. So what are you really paying for? The steel, the engineering, or all the costs nobody talks about? Welcome back to Contain Your Life. Today we're going to follow a steel arch kit from the manufacturer all the way to a finished home, because the advertised price is only one part of the story. Here's the first thing I want you to understand. A steel arch kit is a major part of the building, but the kit is not the finished home. There are many other costs and decisions between delivery and move-in day. One of the advantages of many steel arch systems is the curved shell itself. The shell can serve as the structural enclosure and roof, so you're not necessarily adding a conventional roof system on top of it. That's one reason these buildings are so interesting. That can eliminate several components found in conventional roof construction, but that doesn't mean the rest of the building disappears. And this is where comparing kit prices becomes complicated. Before comparing two kits, ask one question. What exactly is included? Steel, fasteners, engineering, doors, windows, foundation information, shipping, and what is completely separate? Start with the steel itself. What grade is being used? How thick is it? How is it protected? What engineering supports the design? And what structural loads was the system designed to handle? Steel thickness matters, but thickness by itself doesn't tell you everything. The engineering, steel properties, geometry, connections, loads, and site conditions all matter together. That is why we should never choose a kit based on one number alone. This is where engineering becomes extremely important. A steel arch designed for one location may not be appropriate for another without the proper engineering. Wind, snow, seismic conditions, foundation design, and local code requirements all matter. A good kit is not simply strong. It needs to be appropriate for the building site. That means understanding the loads, the foundation, and the local requirements before you order. This is one place where saving money can become very expensive. Now we get to something buyers sometimes underestimate: freight. A steel arch kit can travel a long way before it reaches your property, and the price you see for the kit doesn't necessarily tell you what delivery will actually involve. Here is a buyer warning. Delivery doesn't necessarily mean unloading. Some suppliers place responsibility for unloading on the customer, depending on the delivery and erection arrangement, so you need to ask before ordering. You may need a forklift or other appropriate lifting equipment. You may need an operator. You may need a suitable place to stage the materials, and you need to know whether the delivery truck can actually access your property. Budget reality. Don't compare kit prices alone. Compare the delivered and unloaded cost, freight, equipment, labor, and any site access complications. A cheaper kit can lose some of its advantage before construction even begins. Now the steel has arrived. Before those arches become a building, they need a properly engineered foundation and connection system. This is not the place to guess. The foundation and connections depend on the specific building and site. You may have seen builders talking about concrete around the base connections. The exact connection varies by system. The important lesson is simple. Understand exactly how your arches connect to your foundation before you buy the kit. Don't assume every steel arch uses the same foundation detail. Ask for the engineered connection details. Ask what is included. Ask what your foundation contractor must provide and have the design reviewed for your actual project. Now let's talk about something I would not cheap out on: windows. Windows are not just decorative holes in your steel shell. They're part of the home's energy and comfort system. When comparing windows, look beyond the price. Consider U-factor, solar heat gain, air leakage, glazing, frame construction, and installation quality. The right window depends on your climate and design. And remember this, even an excellent window can perform poorly if it is installed incorrectly. The window, the flashing, the ceiling, and the surrounding wall assembly all work together. Now we reach one of the most interesting parts of the project. Why do some builders add interior framing inside the steel arch? One reason is insulation depth. The space created by the steel ribs may not be deep enough for the entire insulation assembly they need. The interior framing can create a deeper cavity that gives the insulation contractor more room. It also creates a surface for the interior finish. But framing adds materials, labor, time, and cost. So naturally, we have to ask, is there another way? Could you simply spray more insulation directly against the steel and eliminate some of that framing? That's a question worth investigating. But there's a very important catch. More foam doesn't automatically solve every code or building science requirement. Spray polyurethane foam generally needs an approved thermal barrier or another approved assembly between the foam and occupied space. That means you cannot simply spray foam and paint it because it looks finished. The complete assembly has to be evaluated. And this is where things get interesting. There are flexible interior panels designed for curved surfaces. One example is a 3/8-inch flexible gypsum panel designed specifically for curved walls and ceilings. That gives us another possibility to investigate. So now we have 3 approaches worth investigating: traditional interior framing, spray foam with an approved protective assembly, or a curved interior panel system incorporated into an approved assembly. The smartest choice may depend on cost, code, climate, labor, and performance. That's the kind of question I want Contain Your Life to ask. Not, what does everybody else do, but is there a better way to accomplish the same goal? As long as that alternative is safe, durable, healthy, and code compliant. And this is important. Don't compare insulation products by price alone. Compare the complete assembly: materials, labor, installation, finishing, fire protection, moisture control, and long-term performance. Now let's put the entire project into perspective. Your steel kit is one line item. Then come engineering and permits, the foundation, freight, unloading, windows and doors, insulation, interior construction, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, and labor. This is why I would be very cautious about anyone saying this kit only costs this much. That number may be accurate for the kit, but it does not necessarily represent the cost of the home. If I were comparing 2 kits, I would make a checklist. What steel are they using? What engineering is included? What coating? What fasteners? What foundation requirements? What windows? What insulation options? And what does the warranty actually cover? Here is your what would I consider. I wouldn't ask which kit is cheapest. I would ask, which kit gives me the best complete building system for my project? That is a very different question. A premium kit may cost more, but the question is whether you are receiving something that reduces risk, simplifies construction, improves durability, or gives you better long-term performance. That's what we should be comparing. The goal is not to buy the most expensive kit, and it isn't to buy the cheapest kit. The goal is to understand what you are buying, then build a home that performs well for decades. And maybe that's the real lesson. The smartest building decision isn't always the one with the lowest price. It's the decision that makes sense when you consider the entire system, from the foundation, to the windows, to the insulation, to the finished home. That's the Contain Your Life approach. We're not looking at one product in isolation. We're looking at how the structure, the land, the materials, the energy use, your health, and your finances all work together. Now that we understand what we're actually buying, we can ask an even more important question. How thick should that steel actually be? Because steel thickness is one of the numbers buyers see everywhere. But what does it really tell you? In the next episode, we're going to break down steel thickness, gauge, material properties, structural requirements, and why comparing one number without understanding the entire engineered system can be misleading. Like and subscribe to Contain Your Life so you do not miss it. Because building smarter isn't about chasing the cheapest option. It's about understanding your choices. Build once, build well. Respect the land, protect your health, think long-term, and make informed decisions with facts, not hype. Thanks for watching. We appreciate your support.